Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the 97070 Show. I'm your host Peyton, and Miss Anderson is planning a blood drive for Wilsonville High School. Be sure to keep updated with the WVN Instagram, Twitter, website, and YouTube for more information on when that comes. Let's head over to Kylie to see how weight training is doing their work online this quarter.
Thanks, Peyton. Weight training is one class that students are really curious about this year because it's online. To answer some questions, I am here with Fink, the weight training teacher, so he can give us more insight into the class. So Fink, how is weight training being taught this year?
Hey there. Well, this is how weight training is being taught this year. Basically, it's me in the beginning of class, do the whole take roll thing, and then they get coached up on a little bit of nutrition stuff, a little bit of form focused stuff, some principles of weight training, which I try and reinforce with some sort of short little mini lecture, although they would argue that I tend to preach a little bit about certain stuff because I like to talk about that stuff. So, and then I will kind of stop Zoom. I'm still live, but they're off either doing the workout, doing their homework. They can ask me questions. It's kind of like office hours at that point.
What are some positives and negatives that you've had so far teaching online?
Yeah, it's extremely different. I'm not saying I'm loving it, but it does give me more of a chance to get across ideas that I think are important rather than being so crammed with a time schedule like on a typical Monday. Man, it's warm up, it's workout for 15 minutes, it's switch to the next lift, it's do that lift for 15 minutes, it's go get dressed, it's check out. Now we have a little more leeway, and not saying that we're not getting stuff done, but the information exchange I think is better. But I really wish we were in the weight room for sure.
Also on the show with me here today is Bridget Lafreniere, a senior at the high school who has taken weight training in the past and is also taking it currently online. So Bridget, as a student, how do you feel about taking weight training online this year?
So weight training is definitely different from, obviously being at school and being able to go to the weight room. It's really interesting to see, how other people are reacting and how people are getting the work done. But, Fink is still trying to make it as enjoyable as possible. And I really, really am happy that, he's trying to make us laugh and smile every morning and making sure that, we're enjoying it as much as we can.
What do you think about the assignments given, like the articles, and how do you feel about weight training being so different this year?
It's really interesting to read about, and I love these. I know I love the class still just as much as I have. It's been a great time, and honestly, this year isn't ideal, but I'm still really happy with how we're doing things and how I can still be social with people and teachers.
Thanks, Fink and Bridget, for telling us a little bit more about weight training this year. I'm Kylie Haddon, signing off.
This is Michaela here with
Hallie, and this is our last and final part of our new teacher segment.
This week we're going more in depth with Philip Clark. Welcome, Mr. Clark.
Tell us what classes you're teaching this year.
I am teaching computer science and photography at Wilsonville High School, and robotics as well, so a bunch of things.
And what are you most excited for?
I am very excited to teach long exposure photography. That's one of my favorite units. It's one of I always love doing cool star photos and astrophotography, and I also actually generally like teaching binary and cryptography in computer science.
Any interesting facts you would like to share?
I love unicycle hockey, and I ride a unicycle. I like circus arts in general, so cool.
Thank you and welcome to Wilsonville High School.
Back to you in the studio, Peyton.
Thanks, guys. Last week, Bella went on a hunt for who has the best Zoom setups in Wilsonville. Let's see what she found.
Hi, I'm Bella. Obviously, school this year has taken a different form, and we've been seeing students all over the community preparing their Zoom stations for their upcoming online classes. We got to interview freshman Bianca about how she's set up for Zoom and what her favorite things to have with her are.
Hi, I'm Bianca, and I'm in 9th grade, and let me give you a tour of my online school setup. First, I have my planner, I have my computer, my note-taking journal, my reading book, my headset, and my Wacom and some paper, but I mainly use these.
What are your favorite things to have with you during Zoom classes?
I think I'd have to say, besides my computer, the most important, necessity would have to be my notes, because I'm taking notes constantly. And usually I do have a drink, but other than that, it's mainly this.
So Bianca, how do you get ready for Zoom every day?
I usually wake up, get ready, like normal school, sit down, sign into Google Classroom, and just join Zoom. And it's pretty easy for me.
Thanks so much, Bianca. Now back to you, Peyton.
Thanks, Bella. Now we're heading over to Emmy, who did a follow-up segment on Wilsonville's famous TikTokers.
Thanks, Peyton. I was able to touch base with another Wilsonville High School student who has gained fame over TikTok. This week, I interviewed Cormac Lister. Cormac, when did you join TikTok? How many followers do you have? And did you slowly gain your following, or did it just kind of happen overnight?
I started TikTok before quarantine, and I gained my followers pretty slowly, but I am now at 12.3 thousand followers.
My second set of questions. Do you feel like your TikTok fame has changed you? And why did you join TikTok in the first place?
I joined with the intention of just kind of having fun and making videos with my friends every now and then, and blowing up was a cool aftermath of that. I don't think that TikTok has really changed me that much, but I will be sad to see it go if it gets banned.
Do you come up with your own content, or how do you come up with it? And how many hours would you say you spend on TikTok every day?
I spend like multiple hours a day on TikTok, and that's kind of how I come up with my content, looking at the people, getting inspiration. I like to follow trends, and sometimes I like to find an idea that I really like and then make it my own and put my own spin on it, or make my own content.
Thanks for letting me interview you, Cormac. Now we're going to show one of his favorite videos that he has made, and I'll send you guys back to Peyton.
Got around, they said this kid is insane, man. Took up a collection just to send him to the mainland. Get your education, don't forget from whence you came, and the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man? Alex.
Thanks, Emmy, and thanks everyone for watching. That's it for our show this week. Stay classy, Wildcats.